Welcome to Just John and April, the relationship podcast, your place for life, love, and laughs. In today's episode, I'm not sure I trust you. And the word of the day.
I didn't know the title.
Yeah, me neither. So, how you doing?
I'm so sleepy.
That's fine, but I think the audience should see your hand at this point. Like, how's it going? You know, where are we at the...
Can take my
wow, look at that.
Off. I can take it off at home. Yes, as you can see, it's still kind of bent.
Yeah, she can't quite.
But I start physical therapy tomorrow.
Yep.
So hopefully, still not using it though.
Technically, it'll be physical therapy today, because by the time this airs, it'll already be Friday.
Oh, that's true.
So,
well,
anyway, we're recording on Thursday.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing well, babe. And I'm glad we're at a point now where you can actually do your hair a little bit. I mean,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Quick ponytail,
right. You can do something.
Easy.
That's good. Sorry, I can't help.
Oh, don't don't be sorry.
Don't be sorry?
No.
You don't want me to be able to help?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
I helped take Julia's braids out the other day and injured my back. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
so
goodness.
Many braids.
Well,
so many braids.
Now you've got a little feel of what I go through.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to experience that. Anyway, so today's episode, I want to talk about trust. I was watching something today. It was a clip. Mm-hmm. It was suggested to me on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It was a clip from Family Feud. And the question was, they surveyed 100 women, and they asked, what would you want to do to your husband if he was asleep? Mm-hmm. Name one thing you would do to your husband if he was asleep. And the first lady said something like, I'd hit him. And it was like, number 5, smack him, something like that. And then the other lady said, I'd check his phone. And the reason why it was a big deal is because Steve kind of, responded like, oh, shoot, okay. Now, it wasn't up there. I was surprised that it wasn't up there. Yeah. I thought it was a pretty good answer.
Yeah.
But I immediately thought to myself, I wonder if that lady would be surprised if I were to say, I'm not sure she's in a fully trusting relationship, or maybe not even in a good relationship at all, based on her comment alone. Mm-hmm. Am I way off? Am I off base by saying that a woman who wants to check her husband's phone when he's sleeping, that there's something wrong in their relationship? Am I off by saying that?
I don't think so. And actually, to be honest with you, I feel like the way that couples handle their whole cell phone thing, this might sound a little...
what, radical?
Yes.
Okay.
But I
you
think
are radical.
It tells the health of their relationship.
Wow. So you're saying you can tell the health of a relationship based solely on the way the couple handles their cell phones?
Yes.
Wow.
I believe that.
Okay. I'm all ears. So tell me what you're talking about.
I feel like when a man or woman is, refusing to even let their spouse touch their phone, or if they're on it and the spouse just happens to look their way and they're like, "What you looking at? Why are you looking at my phone?" I've seen this where it's like, they don't know the password, always have their phone with them, never having the phone just sitting anywhere.
Right.
Just very protective of the phone.
Guarding that joint with their lives.
Guarding it. It's like, okay, what are you hiding? I mean, that's just, that to me, that's what would come to my mind if that was how we were. I would feel like, let's just say there's a couple and that's how they handle, one handles their phone that way.
Right.
I don't see how the other person can feel like there's not something that significant other is trying to hide.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So are you saying then that this woman who responded with that response on Family Feud, when she says the first thing she want to do if her husband sleep is check his phone, you're saying it's possible that the reason why she wants to check his phone is because of the way he acts with his phone.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
It may not just be that she's tripping or
whatever.
No, it could be that she actually has a legitimate reason for wanting to see what's on it, because he don't never show her nothing. He's always hiding it. Doesn't know.
Don't want her to look at it.
Okay. Seems like he has something to hide.
Yeah, getting upset when she touches it.
Very interesting.
I mean, I have heard of men. This one particular guy who has his phone in his pocket even when he's sleeping.
Whoa.
Like keeps his phone in his bedpants.
That's paranoid.
So I'm like, okay.
Wow.
That's going to make me say, wait a minute.
Right.
What are you hiding? Right. And there could be no infidelity or anything like that. Right. But then it's like, okay, so what are you doing though that you don't want me to see?
Right.
It has to be, whenever someone's hiding something, you feel like, okay, it has to be bad.
Right.
And if you're hiding it, I mean, if you are
things that are okay to do, you don't have to hide.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and I'm not saying tell your business. That's not hiding. I don't feel that's hiding if you personally don't want your business to be out on the street.
Okay,
that's
agree
not
with that.
hiding.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, there's a difference between that and just being
like guarded with your information or something like that.
Yeah, I can't get the word that people use all the time.
What? You're just private? I'm a private person.
Yeah. Unless you could just be private.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But when
we're
you're
talking
hiding,
we're talking on the context of a relationship. So clearly,
you should not be private.
You're not supposed to be private with your wife.
Not to that level. I mean, you can want some privacy.
Okay.
But you're gonna be so private that she can't even look at your phone, or he can't even look at your phone, or when the person is even attempting to touch it, you get upset. I mean, what is that going to make me think? It's like you're putting things in my head that aren't even there by the way you react to me looking at your phone.
Or maybe you should say that may not be there, because maybe the way he's reacting when she looks at his phone is an indication of something that's actually wrong. We don't want you to see what's on there.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's a sign of an unhealthy relationship. Yeah. The way that the couple handles their cell phones.
It could be a sign of an unhealthy or healthy, depending on how they handle it. So, if the couple knows each other's password and can get into each other's phone if they want to, and they're married. We're not talking about like boyfriend and girlfriend or anything like that. We're talking about people who are married, who remember, marriage means you have taken a vow to become one, to becoming one flesh. Okay. So married people who have each other's cell phone codes, or maybe, you have a thumbprint saved on there for your spouse or something like that, you would say that is an indication of a healthy relationship.
I would think so.
Okay.
Where you are open and you have nothing to hide, it's a phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, you said only for marriage.
Right.
But I feel like if you're in,
Go ahead, finish what you were saying. Let me say what I was going to. I want to clarify that, but go ahead.
I mean, if you're in a serious relationship, you may not necessarily have each other's passwords.
Right.
But I think you can, have it where if the person is wanting to, check something on your phone, if you're like, nah, I don't want you doing that, or why are you picking up my phone or whatever? I mean, I don't know. That's a sign even in a dating relationship.
So the only reason why I said what I said is because I feel that this should be a no-brainer, a requirement, sort of like something that we should expect from a married couple, that they would have each other's code or the ability. That I expect that a married couple doesn't have any part of their life that is cordoned off from the other person. Okay? I wouldn't say that automatically for a couple that's dating. I think there are varying levels of seriousness.
Right.
And as they get more and more serious, okay, that's fine. But I wanted to make sort of a blanket statement, and I wanted the blanket statement to be true, and it's only true, I think, in the context of marriage.
Right.
Or only true 100% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Or it should be true.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so here's my... Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that I don't think you have to have each other's passwords necessarily. Okay. If you are okay with that, I trust you. Yeah. So, I don't have to have your password. But if I see that, you're hiding stuff from me, and you are, secretly, I don't know, you just seem secretive with your stuff, it's going to make me start to wonder.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. So here's my question. Under what circumstance would you think it's expected or okay for a wife to want to check her husband's cell phone? So full disclosure.
Okay.
Full disclosure, you check my cell phone all the time, but the intent of your checking is different. So you're not checking up to see who texted me or what's going on my phone. You might be like, I'll get a message. I'll be in the other room. You'll say, hey, you got a text. And I'll say, check that for me.
So that's not me checking your phone.
Precisely. Well, technically, that's checking.
Okay.
That's just not the same kind of checking.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I think it's important for us to expose and to make sure we know what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm,
Okay. Mm-hmm. We're talking about a checking that is like checking up on.
Right.
Right. This is like, I need to see, like the lady said on the show, you know, my husband's asleep. My first thing that comes to my mind is I need to check his phone. Okay, so clearly he ain't gonna show me it while he's awake.
Right.
So let me go ahead and check it.
That's not a hey babe, check my phone real quick to see who said what.
That's a checking up on.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, do you think there's any circumstance under which that's okay? Is there a circumstance where you think it's okay for the wife to be checking on her husband's cell phone like that? You know.
I'm sorry. I mean, just personally, I feel like if I felt something was going on, I feel like I need to check that.
So basically, you're talking about like if for some reason you suspected that I was not faithful to you,
right?
You would say,
or you know, not faithful in. I mean, not faithful, yeah, but I mean like. I'm not even talking about you having a relationship necessarily with another woman, but if I suspected that you were texting some girl, you know, back and forth and, you know, I felt it was inappropriate, I would go check to see. Now, I am not saying, you know what, every year, you know, once a year, I'm just going to check to make sure I'm going to just go through his. No, I do not think that's right. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about if you suspect something, like if you feel this, you get this feeling because of whatever's happened that something's not right.
Right.
He's not acting the same. He's acting weird with his phone. You know, I don't know. I just feel like.
Okay, so now I didn't expect that answer. So the way that you're answering that question, I need to ask you another question.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Have you ever checked my phone?
No. Have you ever acted crazy about your phone? Have you acted weird with it?
I don't think so.
Have you ever checked my phone?
No. For what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I'm thinking about if it was me. Like, if I saw you sneaking around on your phone, and every time I came around, you know, hit it. Or every time I was trying to get your phone, you would be like, or I said, "Can I use your phone?" No, you got your own phone. I don't know. I would feel a certain way. I would be like, "Why is he doing that?"
Here's the thing. Let's actually go through that scenario. Me and you, I'm acting funny with my phone. You know me. We've been married almost 20 years, and I'm doing this weird stuff with my phone. What are you gonna do?
Okay, I'm gonna say.
Right.
Why are you acting like that?
You ain't going to check my phone.
No.
You're going to say,
I'm going to ask you.
Why are you acting like that?
Right.
What's wrong? What's happening right now? What are you doing? Why you keep doing that? Every time I look over there, you look at you.
Okay, so if you responded with, why are you worried about what I'm doing with my phone?
Yes.
I ain't doing that with my phone. Then I'd be like, whoa, wait a minute now.
Exactly.
Something's going on with his phone.
But what would I actually say?
Oh, here, I'm talking to my boy.
Exactly. I'd be like,
or I'm trying to get you a gift. Why don't you be quiet?
Exactly. Or if I said, girl, listen, do not worry about that right now. Then you would assume, I would make your face, I would do something. You would assume, oh, he must be planning my party. You wouldn't think,
or something like that.
You wouldn't think it's some girl.
I wouldn't. But if what I'm saying is,
okay,
no, I wouldn't.
Let me explain why.
What I'm trying to say is, I can understand if over time that continued to happen.
I can too, but I don't think that would ever happen in this circumstance. And here's the reason why. We have what I call vulnerability-based trust. Okay. We do not have predictive trust. Predictive trust is basically my trust based on being able to predict what you're going to do. So I know you so well that if I ask you to get me a thing of water and it's 8:00 at night and you're not that busy, you'll probably go downstairs and get the water with no problem and bring it back upstairs. I know you're going to do that because I know you. I can predict what you're going to do because I know you. That is predictive based trust. That's really a trust based on me.
Right.
It's not based on you.
Right.
It's a trust based on what I know and what I can predict about what you're going to do.
Right.
Our trust, I think, is deeper than that. I think we have vulnerability based trust. What that means is I may not be able to predict the outcome of what you're going to do, but I at least know that you have my best interest at heart, that what you are doing is not going to be to hurt me, that even if you do hurt me, you weren't trying to. Okay.
Very true. Very true.
So that's what I think we have in our relationship, which is why I don't think you're going to jump to the conclusion if I'm acting funny that it's because I'm cheating or I've got some other girl or whatever.
I'm gonna come right out and say, "Hey, what you doing?"
And then even if I say something to you like, "Mind your business," or "Don't ask me that right now," or "You don't want to know," or something like that, you're still going to just trust it and be like, "You know what? I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve. There's a reason for this."
That is true.
And he'll be able to explain it later.
That is very true.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking about if I was in a relationship
where there was no trust.
Where there was no trust, but where something someone was acting, like if you were acting differently than the way you normally act. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see you were treating me differently.
So a lot of things were different now in terms of the way, I'm sorry,
right.
I just hit your thumb. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did.
You okay?
No.
Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
No, I'm saying if it would have to be a situation where our relationship was in a certain place where you were treating me differently, you were acting weird with your phone. It would have to be a whole thing. Okay. Like I did speak to you about it. You brushed me off. Mm-hmm. If you saying, "Girl, don't worry about that." I mean, that's kind of in fun or in love. Yes. I mean, that's that's different.
Right.
But if you're like, attitude, rude, we're arguing about the phone, you're not treating me the same.
So then you say you think it's okay for a person to check their spouse's phone if they have what they feel are appropriate suspicions that something might be going on.
To me, the only way is if it was like seriously appropriate suspicions.
Okay.
I mean, serious skepticism.
Right. So, okay, so
what I'm saying?
What would you say to the wife who regularly checks her husband's phone? What would you say to her that she needs to do or that they need to do or whatever in terms of trust? Like, how could they build or rebuild trust? First of all, we've just basically said they clearly have a trust issue, right? How could they rebuild that?
So if there is a couple where anytime the husband just has his phone laying around, he's in the shower and she checking every time, that's a serious trust issue.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
It has come from either predictive trust where she has experiences where he is doing things that she expects him because of whatever.
Yeah. So he's cheated on her in the past, or he's been unfaithful before. He's done something that makes her,
or flirted with other women, he's done something where she's found that he Instagrammed some girl and said something that was inappropriate for him to say about her outfit or whatever, and so she's doubting,
right?
That he is doing what he's supposed to do with the phone responsibly,
right?
Using his phone as a husband.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what did you ask me? What am I answering right now?
I want to know, how can we help her to restore trust? Like what? How can we help them?
Well, it would have to be that you just decide, you know what? I'm going to just lay it out there. Here's my password. I'm not going to go crazy when my phone is not with me. There are definitely ways that you can purposely say, "Hey, babe, check my messages," because I want her to know that I'm not doing anything or talking to anybody inappropriately or whatever.
And maybe if a spouse, one or the other, has cheated, that might be a way that they would have to regain trust is by being completely open all the time.
Definitely.
I'm an open book. You can see anything you want to see.
I'm not hiding anything.
Full transparency.
Right. It's really about that hiding, trying to hide. But also, I think sometimes people have the, what'd you say, predictive trust?
Yes.
because of what has happened in their past. So they've been in other relationships where, you know, people have cheated on them or have, you know, they've lost trust in that person because of whatever they've done. And so they bring it into the next relationship. And so they're checking the phone because of what Johnny did. Oh, well, what Timmy did. Okay.
Yeah. Greg, whatever.
Yeah, Greg, or, you know, what Jimmy did last week.
Right.
Oh, I mean,
so
what Jimmy did in the last relationship.
Right.
You know?
Okay. So you're saying now sometimes the trust issues that I have may be from previous relationships. It might not even be from my current one.
But you're gonna come in
right,
checking
right,
as if this person is doing the same stuff that the rest of them have done.
Right.
Which is, I mean, that's natural.
Right. Well, the bottom line is this. I think some of these trust issues can be remedied by each person making a decision to trust, even if they don't necessarily feel that they can trust the person in their heart. They need to start by saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make a decision. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to just give you that.
You're not really free when you're not trusting folks.
Right. Vulnerability-based trust, it's risky.
Yes, it's
risky.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's based on my being vulnerable. I'm vulnerable to your hurt. You can actually hurt me.
Yeah.
Because I'm giving myself to you in that way. And if I believe that you have my best interest at heart, that ultimately you're not planning on hurting me, then I can give you that trust and know that even if you don't necessarily do the right thing with it every time, at least I know in my heart of hearts, you weren't trying to hurt me with that.
Right.
And I think that's a good place to be. I think that's where every couple needs to be. And there's no question in my mind that the way that you handle your cell phone can be an indication of that.
Yeah. Now it's time for Word of the Day.
Word O the day. Want me to say the word?
Well, what's the word of the day?
Word of the day is naked trust.
Wow.
Naked trust.
You just wanted to say that word.
I like that word. So basically what it means is a trust that is like so trusting it can be butt naked.
Zero clothing.
None. Nothing to hide.
Right.
It's basically a description of what your relationship is supposed to be like when you're in a oneness relationship with somebody else. There is nothing to hide.
So you're supposed to be butt naked?
All the time. That's basically what we're saying. There should be more nudity in our relationship.
Okay. Double entendre. Okay.
Naked trust.
I like that.
Do you?
Yes.
I should hope so. Anyway, see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Jess, John, and April.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell to be notified about our next episode.
See you next time.
Bye.